Hey, Mrs. Sparks.
Hey there, Adriana. How are you? Oh, hey.
Hey, oh, there we go. Sorry, I was having some technical problems.
Me too.
Yeah, it was weird. It was showing that I was on here. Like, there were three of me on here, but I was like, I'm only on here once, so I didn't understand what was going on, but we're good now.
Okay. Well, I thought my mic was on, so I was just talking away to you.
I figured that was what had happened.
so,
Oh, good.
so anyway, I'm like, oh, okay, Kel. Anyway, you know me.
That's
It's
true.
same old Miss Sparks, even on Thursday.
Yep, I get it. Me too.
So, you ready to do this thing?
Um, yeah, if I can find that thing. One sec.
Oh, okay. Did you print it out?
No, but would it be okay if I just did it like on notebook paper?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh, good, because I
Absolutely.
don't have
As a
the
matter
energy to
of
go.
fact, on the first part, on the sign part, there was plenty of room, but it gets a little questionable on the cosine part on the back.
Oh,
My
okay.
work is like, whoo, it is scattered. So actually, I kind of recommend that you use notebook paper.
Okay. Because on our lesson plan, did you did you change it? Because it didn't say to print something out.
No, because Mrs. Sparks forgot to hand them to you yesterday. So I
Oh.
had to post them, but they're all printed nice and I have them at home here with me.
Oh, okay. Well, because I didn't know that we had a math assignment, or else I probably would have knocked it out by now, but it's all good
What does
though.
it say on the lesson plan?
The lesson plan just says, let me find it. It just says review for 9.5 through 9.6 for quiz tomorrow, and then
Oh,
math lab.
okay. All right. Well, it's oftentimes very hard to review without some guided problems.
Yeah, so I was gonna email you, but then I was like, I don't want to bother her, so.
Oh, you can always bother me. And you're never a bother anyway.
Well, I usually do, so I was like, I'm just gonna not this time.
Well, maybe I should put maybe Mrs. Sparks' class. Mrs. Sparks' class
Oh, there we go. I see it.
is posted on Google Classroom. You just tell me when you're ready.
Oh, okay,
And I'll
I'm ready.
start.
Sorry.
Okay, no, I knew that it was a little bit more of an adjustment thing since it wasn't a piece of paper, so I just wanted to make sure you were ready.
Oh, yeah, it's all good.
Okay, cool. Okay. The beautiful thing, the first 6 of these, and the quiz is exactly like this, except with different numbers.
Oh, thank goodness.
So, and the first 6 are all law of signs.
Okay.
Very user friendly, nothing scary. And I'm just going to kind of work out how I do it, just to keep myself, straight walking through the process. Because there's a number of angles, I always go ahead and underline the angle that I'm supposed to find, and then I mark it.
Okay.
Just to be on the safe side for me. And then when I'm setting up my problem, I always start with the one that I'm supposed to find.
Okay, because
they're just little hints of trying to keep that trigonometry with all its moving parts as clean and neat as I possibly can.
okay, wait. So is sine only used to find angles, or because I struggle with knowing when to use sine and when to use cosine.
Okay, I got you. I understand what you're asking. The simple part for the review tomorrow is going to be the first 6 problems. You're always going to use the law of sines. The last 4 problems, you're going to use the law of cosines.
Mm-hmm.
But for future reference, which is
Okay.
what I'm sure you're asking, is it all depends upon the placement of the angles and the sides. Okay.
Okay.
On this particular one, we have side angle. So you have enough information to set it up as a sine problem. And a lot of times what I do is try to set it up as a sine problem with the given information and see if it works. Because it won't work if you don't have enough information.
Okay, so you just kind of
You've got at least, and another way to think about it, probably much cleaner than what I just said, is you will have the measurement of one side that matches its angle.
Oh, okay, so that's when you use sine, when
Yes.
an angle and a
See, like we've got, yes, that's a much cleaner way to think about it. And I
okay.
should have just said that, but right here, you've got that angle, and then you've got its side measurement. So you're like, ooh, I'm in business because I can use law of sines.
Okay, that makes sense.
So a much cleaner way of saying it. There's all these side angle and angle side and side angle side and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Remember that from sweet geometry?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, the most simple way to think about it is, do I have an angle and a side and its matching side given to me? Is that information known? So, so then what I'm looking, so then to set this up, I'm going to do sine 32 degrees all over 28. And there is my side and matching side and angle. Because you know how the law of sines is like sine A over little a, sine B equals sine B over little b equals sine C over little c?
Yes, ma'am.
You have to have one of those proportions completely filled out in order for this to work.
Okay.
So then it's sine B times 28, because you cross multiply.
Mm-hmm.
And then sine 32 degrees times 23. And that is 18.3686. And this is sine B times 28. All of that would be divided by 28. So sine B is equal to 0.6560. And then when you do the inverse sine B, you get something like 40.997, which rounds to 41.
That makes sense.
All right.
Yeah, I think that like what happens on your tests, for me, is that I know the information going in, but then once I get there, I end up like second guessing myself. That's why I'm at your desk like every two problems.
It's okay. I completely understand that. It's kind of like being a really excellent writer and then looking at a blank white page and going, I have no idea where to start.
Hmm. Well, yeah, sometimes I just need that little push.
Yeah.
Everyone else is probably like, "What is wrong with this kid?" I'm like, "I'm at Miss Sparks' desks every three questions. It's fine."
Well, you might think you're the only one, but you're really not. You've
Well,
got plenty of partners in crime.
well, that's nice. Well, I have a pretty good grade in your class, so I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing because it seems to be working. So,
Yeah, I was going to say you got a great grade in my class. Um, so, and there nothing wrong with questions, just to get that clarification. So, we look at this one, just pretending like, okay, Adriana, you have no idea whether you're going to use law of sines or law of cosines to find the measure of angle C. So, what's the first thing you're going to check?
to see if the angle listed has a side that matches it listed.
Yay! That's it exactly. And does it?
Yes.
It does. So, once again, I kind of set up my problem with what I'm missing. And then fill in what I know. And then we cross multiply. And then that is 16.4438. Divide both sides by 31. And I take the inverse of sine 0.5304, and I get something like 32.0356. So the measure of angle, actually, I'm going to write it over here. Angle C equals 32 degrees.
Got it. Mm-hmm.
Since you're the only one that showed up, you get to be the boss. How many more would you like to do? Would you like me to do a couple more of these, or do you want me to move to law of sines? Because I know you've got a lot to do, and you mentioned earlier that you would have hopped on a little earlier if you would have known or gotten on this a little earlier. So you tell me, how much more do you have to do schoolwork wise? Would you like to do one more?
Sure. We
Okay.
can do number 3.
Okay.
We've only by the boys.
Because you're the one here, you get to run the whole math lab.
Per usual, I like it. I don't see why people don't utilize math lab more.
I don't understand it either. If I were y'all and I had y'all's situation, I would be there every day.
Like I am.
Just because it's so nice to actually be affirmed that even if you've kind of got a good grasp of what's going on, it's nice to be affirmed that, yeah, you're headed in the right direction.
Well, I just know that last year, like, I never went on math lab because one, Alyssa Galvin kind of like private tutored me so she's the only reason I really passed that class. But it was too hard of a process for me to like figure out how to get on. So.
And matter of fact, I talked to Miss Borders about that yesterday. I said that I think the students are seeing, that it's not as complicated, and it is being utilized across the board more than it has been in the past. But I'm hoping that, like the one time that we actually made it mandatory, for a while, it seemed like everybody came a great deal after that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think people had to experience it to see that it was really easier than
Well, plus
what
I
they
think
thought.
people find it like embarrassing to have to ask for help. Like I know I used to be like that. That was also another part of the reason why I never went on math lab because I was like, "Oh, I want to pretend at least for a second have it together." But I mean, like a bulk of the time I still understand the concept, but it's good to get those 10 touches, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly. And, since I figured out this whole Google Hangout thing, I've even been known, well, to go on with other students and just set up a Google Hangout and
Mm-hmm.
teach it because, obviously sometimes math is a complicated thing to try and email. Like sometimes it's a doable thing, but sometimes it's just easier. Let me just show you,
Yeah.
how to do it. It's
Um,
always good. Or send pictures of stuff. But
do you mind if I do number 3 on my own?
no,
Okay.
I don't mind it at all.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I understand what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. I already have it done on the review sheet, so I'm not even gonna write anything. I'm just gonna let you give me the answer when you
So,
get done, and I'll tell you. Is that good or no?
yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
Jingle bells. What on earth?
My snoring dog is upstairs snoring today. I was upstairs folding laundry before math lab,
Mm-hmm.
and so he followed me up there and fell asleep on his little bed that's upstairs.
Yeah, well, Jingle Bells she's learned that with doors, when they aren't closed all the way, she can open the door with her nose. Like she'll just put all her weight on the door. So she's barged in my room a couple times.
She's come to help you with math.
Well, she'll barge in, but she has a lot of energy. So if I get up, she's like, "Oh, chase me," and then she'll just sprint out of the room. And I'm like, "What are you doing? Do you want to be in here or not?" Come here. Jingles. Okay. She'll just have to deal with it. She's precious. My word, is she hyper. Okay. Is the answer 37.9802?
Yes, it is. So you can go ahead and round that to 38.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I was just gonna roll
No,
with it.
hey, I have both written down on my paper, so
Okay.
I'm right there with you.
Sounds good.
All right. Do you want to do number 4 on your own
Um,
or move on?
if we could move on, that would be wonderful.
We can move on. It's not a big deal. I'm here at your beck and call. Let's see. All right. Solve each triangle. And I do want to note there are chances that we could still be working with law, excuse me, law of signs, and you would get it might say that too. But
Okay.
for the test tomorrow, when you see solve each triangle around your answers to the nearest 10th on that part, the second, actually number 9, 10, 11, and 12, they're all going to be law of signs.
Law of sign?
Cosines. I'm sorry. Yes, cosines.
Yes.
Okay. So what you'll want to do in this instance, is we've got 3 sides on this one, and there's a couple of formulas, but for the sake of just trying to memorize one formula, and I know that we're going to have them available to you all, but just kind of to stick with working with the same one, I'm going to work with the one that doesn't have the fraction in it. Is that okay with you? The string?
I didn't really understand what you said.
Oh,
Sorry.
there's 2 different law of cosine formulas.
Oh, yeah.
And one looks much like a fraction, and the other
Mm-hmm.
is just like a long string of an equation. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use the straight long string.
Oh, that's good.
Is that okay with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with that longest side, which in this case is 14. And I'm going to put it on the left-hand side of my, because that's going to be the angle that I'm going to want to look for, is that largest angle. So I'm looking for the largest side, and I'm going to put it on the left-hand side of the equal sign. And then I'm going to take my other two sides and square them. So basically what I have written here is this.
Okay. Oh, so you're just plugging in what you have into that other formula.
Yes. I thought this probably would help if I
Yeah.
wrote down what I did. I have a tendency to over parenthesis things, so I'm going to try to not do that.
Okay. Better safe than sorry.
Okay, that's what I've done.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So 14 squared is 196. 6 squared is 36. 9 squared is 81. And 2 times 6 times 9 is 108. I am going to parenthesis this now, because I want to remind us that this piece right here is one term.
Well, I'm totally going to forget that tomorrow. I'm calling it in advance.
That's why you're going to parenthesis everything behind that minus sign.
Okay.
You're going to bracket it. You're going to just do this at the top, and you're going to say, look, this is one term.
Okay. I'm going to do that exact. Like you're going to hear me say that from my desk.
Okay. I kind of expect that now, and I will be
Okay.
disappointed if that doesn't happen.
I won't let you down, I promise.
Okay. I think your classmates will actually appreciate that, because they probably are going to need the reminder too.
They're just going to think that I'm even weirder than they already do, so it's totally fine. No shame.
Hey, you're just like your math teacher.
You're not wrong.
I've embraced the nerd and talking to myself part of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to, and besides that, I really do think they're going to appreciate it, because you know they're going to forget it too. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
maybe Elijah won't.
Maybe a lot.
Maybe Elijah won't. All right, so now we're going to subtract 117 from both sides. And because I'm running out of room, I'm not going to write that step out. Is that okay with you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. You're so good to me. So 79 equals negative 108 cosine A. And now I'm going to divide both sides by negative 108. And that's going to give me negative point, trying to read my writing, 7315 equals cosine A. So I'll go in and take the inverse cosine of negative 0.7315, and I will get A equals 137 degrees. And now we get to plug in, to solve the rest of the triangle, we get to plug in the law of sines with what we know. So we'll take sine 137 degrees, and then its matching side is that 14 and then we'll do which one do you want to do? You get a pick.
Oh, all this pressure. Let's do side B.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Line B.
Oh, so 9. All right. So sine 137 times 9, because I'm cross multiplying, is 6.1380 technically, equals sine B times 14. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 14. And that gives me, I'm going to go down here, 0.4384. And so inverse sine equals 26. So B is 26 degrees. So to find that final angle, I take 180 and I subtract 137. And I get 43. And then I subtract 26 and I get 17. So angle C is 17 degrees.
Okay. So on the test, quiz, if we do get an answer like the one we just did, it's okay if we just write 26. But if we, do you want us to round to the nearest tenth?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You nearest tenth.
Okay. Makes sense.
And one of them you'll see that, I think on number 10, we'll do one more, and I think you have to round to the nearest tenth on it. And I feel like I did. Actually, on 11 and 12. This was the only one that had even ones.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Can I start erasing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't want to erase something you be in the middle of writing it down.
No, ma'am. I usually work alongside you, so I'll let you know if I'm not, but
okay.
we're at the same rate.
Okay, cool. All right, now the next one. Okay, let's take a look at it so together, so that, like, looking at the actual triangle itself to kind of distinguish for ACT, SAT purposes, to distinguish the difference of when to use the law of sines and when to use the law of cosines. Okay. You will notice on this particular one, although we are given an angle and a couple of sides, there isn't an angle that matches a side. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I think you had that difference before, but I just kind of wanted to point it out again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just so that you could say, okay, now that's what one looks like when it doesn't have a matching side.
Yes, ma'am.
A matching angle and triangle. You know, because sometimes it's good to see it when it does happen, but it's really good to kind of point it out when it doesn't happen again, you know, also. Wow, there was a lot of writing on that.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking. Sorry, I'm looking at that psychology thing I sent you because more people have responded, so I'm just checking up on that real quick.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Have they?
Oh, yeah. Thank goodness. I had to send it to some teachers too because that's just easier because I actually have teachers' emails in comparison to other adults. But
yeah, and I did go and find it in my spam.
Yes, I didn't think y'all were gonna do it. You and Miss Wynn both have done it, so.
Yeah, it was really short.
Yeah, I tried to keep it concise and like to the point.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's good.
Okay. So now we're going to set up. Um, we are missing the side C, but we have the angle. So what I'll do in this case is actually put C squared here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to put A squared, little a squared, which is going to be 18.4 squared plus little b squared, which is 13.2 squared, minus 2 times 18.4 times 13.2 times cosine 94.6. And remember that this is all one term.
Okay.
So 18.4 squared is 338.56. Did you get the same thing?
Yes, ma'am.
And then 13.2 squared is 174.24. Did you get the same thing?
Yes, ma'am.
Just double checking my math.
It's all good.
And then 2 times 18.4 times 13.2, I got 485.76.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
And then for cosine 94 point 0.6, let's see if Miss Sparks can read her writing. Did you get negative 0.08019?
Yes.
My writing is a little shady on my paper here.
Mine's like that 24/7. I get it.
Oh, you got pretty writing.
Oh, ew. My numbers are always like mixed together, but I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I mean, look at my writing on this. It is scary.
It looks like better than my normal handwriting though, which
No,
scares me. Because
I think you're being really nice. Okay, now on this particular part, I actually, on my work, I actually kind of did this here. And I did a negative 485.76 times a negative 0.08019. Will that confuse you?
um we'll just say no. Let's just say no.
Because if it will, I'll just do it the other way.
No,
You
I
think you
think
got that one?
I think it's fine, yeah.
Okay. So so a negative times a negative leaves me with 38.9574.
Mm-hmm.
So now I can just add straight across. That was my reasoning for doing that. And then I get C squared equals 551.797. So that's what C squared is. So if I take the square root of both sides, I get C equals
Wait.
23. Did you get something different?
Well, my decimal was just a little different, but I don't think that's a big deal.
Oh, 757.
Um, no, I got yeah, 757.
Okay, because yeah, I can't read my writing. Mine's a 5.2. I just can't
Oh,
read my writing. So anyway, I took the square root of that, and I got 23.4895,
yes, ma'am.
which really could be, 23.5, basically. So C equals 23.5.
Then now we just have to do the law of sines, right?
Yes, with what we know. So that would be sine 94.6 over 23.5 equals sine. What do we want to pick? 13.2?
Sure.
So B, sine B over 13.2. I don't know what I picked earlier. I picked the other one earlier, so oh well. Sine 94.6 is 0.99677 times 13.2 equals 13.1575 equals sine B times 23.5. So now I'm going to divide both sides by 23.5. And I get 0.5599. So I'll take the inverse of sine B. And I get 34. What'd you get?
I got 34.0434, so 34.
Yes. And so then you take 180 and you subtract
We got it. There we go.
94.6. And so B is 51.4.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I got.
So there we solved the triangle. Do you want to do
Yay.
one more of those, or you feel like you're good, or you want to do the next one all by yourself and I'll just wait and you
Oh,
can
that would
confirm
take
your
care.
answer? What do you want to do?
I don't know. What other kinds are there?
That's it. You're
That's
done with the
it. Then
quiz.
I could stand another one.
Okay.
I was just gonna make sure this wasn't like a 3-page long thing.
Nope. It's 12 questions and they're exactly like this.
Okay.
The first 6 are the law of sines, the last 4 are the law of cosines and solving the
Okay.
triangle. I really just regenerated the numbers. That's all I did.
Okay. Uh, can I try 11 and then go back and try one of the sine ones again just to make sure?
Absolutely. Do you want to
Okay,
do
'cause
11 on your own while I wait? And I'll just actually, you can start it while I erase because you could probably be done with 11 by the time I get done erasing.
Can you show me what 11 is though, real quick?
Oh, yeah, that would probably help. Oh, you want to see it too?
Yeah, just a little.
Oh, Adriana, how did you get a math teacher like this? You poor thing.
I'm salty you're not going to be my teacher next year.
Aw,
I have a bone
you're
to pick with
pissy.
CPA.
Huh?
I said I have a bone to pick with CPA for that.
Yeah, but oh, honey, Miss Stone, man, she is so good in pre-calc. Mo loves
Yeah.
her.
Am I going to have you again at some point, or am I just going to have to come in between classes and bother you?
You're
Because
gonna probably have to come in between classes because you're unless you decide to take algebra 3 instead of I mean, I don't know. Actually, you can't go backwards.
And can you zoom in? Because I can't see that at all.
Yes, I need to, but
Okay.
my screen won't let me.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying.
Sorry, I'm just kind of blind.
Oh, no, no,
There we
no.
go.
Is that better? Can you see it yet?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I can.
Is that better?
Mm-hmm. If you have to go or something, it's okay.
I
I
do
don't want to
not.
keep
I
you.
do not have to go. I'm just
Okay.
sitting here trying to erase all this off, and it's making me laugh of how long it takes.
Yeah.
No, I do not have to go. This is what I have allotted for this time, and I'm trying to make it a little bigger for you. Oh, and then I made it vanish. Oh, there it is. This one was 11 was really really small. I mean, look at it in
Yeah.
comparison to number 12.
Yeah, I know. It was pretty tiny.
Yeah. Wow.
We might be here for a sec because I literally.
Each one of these does take a minute. I'm like, I want to get in and get this started tomorrow. You
Yeah,
know, um, I ran through all six of the law of science problems. There were roughly, I guess I could do those in about, just because I write out every step, probably each one takes about 2 minutes. So that was 12 minutes. But those other four, they probably take me a good 4 to 5 minutes a piece, you know, just because there's so much writing, not because they're complicated. It's just tedious and you just want to make sure you don't make an error.
definitely. I wish it would just stop raining. My goodness.
Say what?
This is random. Like, you really don't have to listen. I was just saying I wish it would stop raining because I'm like in my room with the window, like the blinds open, and it's making me feel all gloomy,
Oh, I know. I'm so over the rain.
right? Okay. Is side B 22.2 for that one?
Yep, it sure is.
Okay, good. Just wanting to make sure that I'm not
You don't want to move on till you know you got that part right.
yeah, I didn't want to move on.
It's a lot of work, but it is. That's perfect.
Good. Okay. I think I finished.
Yay!
Is is angle A 20.8
It is
and angle C is 110.5?
perfect. You got
Yay.
everything right.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Okay. So you said, do you want to do 12 or do you want to go back to do a law of sines?
Can we just quickly go back to the law of sines?
We absolutely can.
Okay.
I think we ended with what? 3?
Um, Let me see.
Or did we end with 4?
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I just think I have time for one more. Then I
okay,
gotta
do you
go.
want to do it on your own and then check it, or do you want me to do it?
Can I try on my own?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Um, are you going to the play Friday or Saturday or both?
I'm going to the play Friday night and then the Saturday matinee.
Oh, fine. Mo's in it, of course you're going. That wasn't that was a stupid question.
Oh, no, it wasn't. It wasn't at all. And plus you wouldn't know which one I was going to or if I was her dad, unfortunately, which made her very sad, was out of town for Elf.
Oh yeah. Is he gonna be here for this one?
And he will be here for this one. But
Oh,
that's why my family was as obnoxious as they were. Because they were trying to make up for the fact that her dad wasn't there to make her
oh.
feel loved and supported.
Oh yeah, I get it. For one of my plays, back when my dad was traveling, he couldn't make it. And then for my last one, my mom was in Brazil, so she couldn't make it to that one. So I get it.
Yeah. So my family should have come and just been really obnoxious for you.
If only I had told you.
Yes.
We'd have a stand-in family.
Yes. And I don't know if you know how loud they can be, but you
Oh,
may
I do.
rethink it. Like, well, that's okay, Miss Sparks. Your family really doesn't have to do that.
Is the answer 51 degrees for angle C?
Oh, yes, it is.
Yay!
It is. It is. You got it right. Got it
Wonderful.
right. So you're ready.
Oh, yay. I think I'm gonna exempt your final and just leave my grade as it is because I don't want to take the chance of dropping it. This is probably the best math grade I've literally ever had.
Well, you have really worked very hard at it.
Yes,
Honestly, you have. You should be very proud of your diligence and how hard you've worked.
thank you. Yeah, it was tough to keep it during club season, but they okay.
Yep. But you did it. You persevered.
Yay!
Math lab
Perse-
never hurts though.
oh no. I'm now an advocate for Math Lab.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I always tell people to come, they just don't. But I'm like, okay, your loss.
Yeah. Well, you know who you should probably tell to come, in all honesty, is more of an advertisement to the upcoming freshmen. Be an advocate there. You know what I mean? Because it's kind of hard to break high schoolers' bad habits. But, we can start those upcoming freshmen well. You know what I mean? Did I lose you?
Well, that was very strange.
What happened?
It just said the call ended because the connection was lost.
Oh,
Oh, anyway, what were you saying?
I said you need to tell the upcoming freshmen,
Oh, yeah.
and actually, they have it for middle school now. They didn't used to.
They have Math Lab for middle school?
Yes, they do. Miss Richardson does it
Oh,
for middle school. So maybe even being an advocate for it, for the younger ages, because sometimes high schoolers don't listen.
Oh,
They've already
I really
developed
will.
their bad habits and they're going to keep them.
You're not wrong, but yeah, definitely. Well, I
Thank you
think the
for
thing
being
for
an
me that's really
advocate of it. And thank you for coming to Math
yeah,
Lab.
yeah. Well, the thing that's like really helped me, I think, is because in classes in general, like on quizzes, I usually like I don't do badly. I just don't do as well as I do on tests. I just test well, and then all my grades stay high because of that. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Uh,
So it helps when you can test well.
yes, yes. And I was going to say, I think being able to go over what the test is going to be like always helps.
Oh yes, definitely.
Well, you have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you for everything.
Not a problem. Blessings to you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Blessings as well.